So here we are now into the second campaign. This one is called A Pillaged Village. You'll see that now we've finished off our first level there, and we've moved on down the street. So now we've got access to 3 missions at one at each of these 3 locations. And like I said earlier, we can do these in any parts that we choose. So let's take a look at them real briefly. What do we got here? So basically, they've got different objectives, but the main objective of each of these is to rescue one of your fellow soldiers so that you'll get to be able to use them in future missions. So this particular mission here, we can rescue Ocula. This one here, we can rescue Freakenstein. And this one is Punch It. I think this is the first one that I'm going to do. For one thing, the level itself isn't really that difficult yet. It's actually still pretty easy compared to the difficulty of the first one. So that's optimal considering that we still have a limited number of soldiers. And number 2, because of those 3 characters, Punch It, Ocula, and Freakenstein, I think Punch It is the best. And so he'll be of the most use to our team, so we want to get him as soon as possible. Personally, he's got a really good attack value. He has the highest endurance of any of the Gorgonites, and he has far and away the best throwing arm. So he's a very, very good character to have. So let's do that one then. Okay, so we started off here with max team size is at 4. We got to pick that up from last time. Although the number doesn't necessarily increase every single time you get to a new campaign, but we'll get to that as we come to it. But they only give us 3 soldiers to start off with, so right off the bat we can get a 4th. Let's see. Ordinarily I might go for another archer, but we've already got 2 ranged attack characters, so I think maybe I'll go for another Slam Fist.
Need something smashed?
It's about time!
Yes.
All right.
Smashed?
Oh, we got to,
Now
ooh, okay.
you're talking.
It's important to, when enemies start attacking you, to click on them as soon as you possibly can. You gotta be kind of careful how you do it, because it's kind of tough to explain, but it can be kind of hard to, like, almost, like, sometimes it's like you're almost clicking on, here, let me click off this one character, for example. So it's like you're gonna click on him, but then maybe if you're just, like, over slightly too much, like, you're like just off his elbow kind of. And then sometimes you can see too at their idle animations, they kind of like rotate around sometimes. And so sometimes if you're right on the very edge, you'll be able to select them, but then they'll kind of move and suddenly you'll click right at that exact precise moment and you won't click them. And that goes for both your units and the enemy units. So you've got to be pretty accurate with your clicking, especially when you're attacking enemies. Okay, let's get our archer here to blow up this TNT. Probably blow a hole in the wall. Yeah, there we
How
go.
can I help?
It's your call!
And I don't know what's in there, so I'm going to lead with my 2
Need something
guys with
smashed?
higher endurance, my Slam Fist there.
Good call.
Oh,
Good call.
okay. Before we get these power-ups here, let's just clear out the room first so that we can make our decisions about what to do with them afterwards. Whoa. See, that was a good example of me trying to click on the guy and not being able to, because my own guys were getting in the way and then they were moving around and I was clicking around all over the place trying to click onto something and missing everything. So yeah, your accuracy actually does count. Okay, so first let's walk out of the room here for a second just to get our bearings here. Now we're gonna see this is a new item that we haven't seen before: binoculars. That increases a character's sight radius. However, that works like a backpack item, unlike one of these weapon ups, weapon power ups.
Wise decision.
So that means, for example, if I give this to Archer, he'll pick it up. Now he can see even further than he already could, which is great because he's got great sight radius. However, you'll notice it takes up his backpack slot, so I won't be able to carry something else like, say, a firecracker.
Wise decision.
So, for the time being, that's okay. I'm going to leave Archer with the binoculars because he already has the best, and so I'm just going to kind of lead with him a little bit to unveil the fog gradually more with him. We'll give him that one, and There's a good strategy too here. Now I got 2 Slam Fists here. I think I'm going to give the weapon power-up to this Slam Fist because he's got the most health. These weapon power-ups are rare and they're very valuable, so you want to, you know, protect your investment. And so the Slam Fist with currently, anyway, the most health is the one who's going to be able to theoretically be able to make it last that much longer. Also, this here is a slot here indicating that a key card can be placed here, and it's you'll learn throughout the game there are key cards you can find of different colors. So this obviously requires a blue key card. I think in this level the blue key card is the only key card available. But this is just to introduce you to the idea that you can grab the key card with the character, bring it all the way back, slide it in here, and then something will happen. Either a secret passageway will open up, or a device of some sort will activate. You never quite know what the key cards are going to do. Anyway,
Wise decision.
moving on.
Wise decision.
It's your call.
Now here, you know what? I said I was going to lead with my archer here. See, now look at this. Look as I move him ahead. Look how much far away he can be before he unveils the fog. So that's pretty good. That's the power of the binoculars. And again, don't forget that Archer has really good
How can I help?
vision to begin with. So now he also has the best throwing arm of these characters here too. So I'm just going to drop the binoculars for a second and grab one of these firecrackers here.
If you say so.
This guy's moving back and forth kind of
Wise decision.
quickly. Let's see,
Need something smashed?
I had to, if I had
Yes. If you say so.
any hope of hitting him there, I had to
Wise
throw way ahead of him being there. So let's try it right
Wise
now.
decision.
No, still too early. But I think it did something else in the background there, which was blow up those supply
You
depots.
called?
Good call.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
You can see there they had a cache of supplies there, and that's our secondary objective is to blow those guys up.
About time. Okie dokie.
So I did that by blowing up that TNT there. At least the firecracker did something. Oh yeah, and then I can go back and
If you say
get my
so.
binoculars here again.
If you say so.
You'll notice I gave that battery to Insaniac, even though the Slam Fist had a little bit more health than the Insaniac did. Again, Slam Fist can take more damage, so... Uh-oh.
Need something smashed?
That guy's coming after me here. Oh, see, come on. Come on, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Man, see, you see what I'm talking about here? The guy's sandwiched right in there, and because of that isometric view, it's hard to click right on him directly. You've got to be very, very precise.
Now you're talking.
Wise decision.
That is definitely
You
one
called? If you say so.
thing I can
Wise
criticize this
decision.
game for.
Wise decision. If you say so.
Alright,
Need something smashed?
Yes.
I don't have any more throwable explosives,
If you
so
say so.
I'm just gonna have to go in. Luckily, these Killigans
Okie dokie.
have really, really poor health, so we can take them out pretty quickly.
Yes.
Alright, we'll lead in here with
If
our
you
archer
say
again, with
so.
our binoculars, and
you say so.
okay, there's a guy sitting there. We'll grab
If you
that
say so.
firecracker, toss. Oh, okay. I could toss it over here, but I'm gonna wait for him to come back, just because I don't know how long he's gonna take. You saw how hard it was before trying to hit a moving target with explosives. So,
If
Alright,
you say
get him
so.
now, quick.
This on the side.
Need
Alright.
something smashed?
weaken him a little bit.
I'm
Alright.
Yes. Wise decision.
Here's another one of those supply depot things. They're supply stashes, so we got to figure out a way to blow that up. Here we got a blowtorch here, and there's an off-on button up here. And as if that wasn't enough of a clue, you've also got some footsteps here walking around this way. So it's basically screaming right at you, "Hey, Numbskull, come over here and press the button and blow it up," because you see the nozzle there is pointing straight at those supplies. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to go straight in and get this guy here. Okay. Now over here is another new item. Much like how the binoculars increase your sight, the boots
How can I help?
will increase your speed. So maybe I'll give this to a Slam Fist because he's a real slow
Now
character.
you're talking.
So I'm gonna
Now
give
you're
it
talking.
to him,
Now you're
and now you'll see how much
talking.
faster he moves along.
Good call.
All right, now
Called. Wise decision. Wise
There's a Nick
decision.
Nitro up here. Again, he's got very, very high attack values. You don't want to mess with him. So let's play it
If you
smart.
say
Let's
so.
come down here
If you say so.
and grab... Oh, here's a weapon item.
If you say
Weapon
so.
power up.
Wise
Upgrade.
decision. If
So I'll give
you
that to
say
my
so.
archer, I think.
Wise decision.
And, God, I don't know how long he's been there for. I don't want to risk throwing it only to have him
Decision.
move right at the last second, so I'll wait for him to move. Alright, let's hit him.
Wise decision.
Quick, quick,
Try
quick.
this on for size.
Alright,
Wise decision.
and
If
rinse and
you say
repeat.
so.
Luckily, he also doesn't have great vision, so...
If you say so. Take cover.
And one more
Wise
time.
decision. Wise
Brick
decision.
Bazooka has slightly better defense than this guy, but not by much. This guy's defense is still really, really good.
Wise decision.
Cover.
There we go. Alright.
Here for ya.
Now, for the purposes of this next little part here, I'm going to get my quickest character, Insaniac, and I'm going to give him the boots, just so that he can get past this part even faster.
Your call.
Oh, look, there's another pair of boots up there.
It's your
How can
call.
I
Alright,
help?
well, 2 of our characters can have boots,
It's about
should
time.
I so choose.
Okie dokie.
The reason I want this guy to move real quick is so I can get past this little trap here real quick. You don't take damage from this trap. There are a lot of traps that you take damage from. This is one of the rare ones that don't actually hurt you, but it is an inconvenience because if I get in the path of it, I'll just show you here what happens. Really, really annoying. You may have to keep doing this. So
It's your call.
if you want, you can click just in front of it to stop short and then click as soon as it comes back. That's the easy way to do it.
It's your call.
Alright, here we go.
It's your
Boom.
call.
Blew up that supply pile. Now, just in case, even if it's not likely, I recommend turning this off just to eliminate any possibility, however remote it might be, that the flame could injure one of your own guys here. Alright, we got another weapon upgrade. I think maybe I'll give it
Wise decision.
to, I
If
don't
you
know.
say so.
How can
Let's see,
I
my
help?
one slam fist
Need
is
something smashed?
okay. This guy's health is still really
Now
good,
you're
so maybe
talking.
I'll fully upgrade him.
How
Alright.
can I help?
Okie dokie.
And my archer still has the binoculars, so I'll give the firecracker to... Oh, I can't, because he's got it.
Okie
So the other
How
slam
can I
fist
help?
can probably
How can I help?
use it more anyway.
Need something smashed?
Alright.
Now you're talking.
Oh, forgot I should lead with my archer because he's got the good vision
If you
here. I
say
don't think
so.
there's anybody down here
Wise
anyway,
decision.
but okay. So, here is a rotating switch. Basically, it's a toggle switch that goes through a number of settings, and depending on what setting that it's on, denoted it by what color light is on. It's kind of like that board game Simon, you know, where you've got to hit the panels and repeat the sounds back. Depending on which light is on, it will activate a different colored door. So if we hit it
If
one
you
time,
say so.
see the yellow light turned on and it opened the yellow door, and then likewise
If you say so.
the red door, the blue
If
door,
you say so.
and sometimes there's even there might be a green door maybe, but not in this case. So the green light doesn't even come on, and then it's just all 4 of them are closed. So
If you say so.
let's try yellow
If
here.
you
Let's just
say
look
so.
in real quick.
If you say so.
You also
If
notice
say
you
so.
can only see in when the doors open. Ah,
Need something
Nick Nitro. I only have the one more explosive,
You
so
If
we'll
you
try
say
with this
so.
guy. Now this is
If you say
kind of a
so.
neat little trick
Wise
here.
decision.
Despite the fact that the character can't actually see this area from there,
If you say
because
so.
it's been viewed before, that doesn't stop us from throwing the explosives over the wall.
Wise decision.
So this way, you eliminate any possibility of this character seeing you. I could even have done this with the character that has the worst throwing arm,
Need something
and
smashed?
it wouldn't have mattered because he couldn't see us.
How can
If you say so.
Before we rush in, let's see if we can find any more explosives.
Wise decision. If you say so. Wise
Ah, now
decision.
there's that blue pass I was
If
telling you
you
about,
say
so we can
so.
do something
If
with
you
that.
say so.
Uh-oh.
If
Okay.
you say so.
These guys here, Link
If you
Statics,
say so.
they're really, really weak, but they're also very fast.
If
So
you say
again,
so.
Now you're talking.
You called?
don't
Wise
underestimate them.
decision. If you say so.
All right, now the third and final one of these type of upgrade items for your backpack. We got the binoculars to increase your sight, and we got the boots to increase your speed. So we'll give Insaniac, because he's got probably the worst defense of these characters, the shield, which, as you would probably expect, increases your defense. He also probably needs that full battery more than any other character, so I'm going to give that to him there. And we
How
will
can
give
I
the
help?
blue pass to, well, all these guys are tied for right now. We'll come back for it, though. We don't need
If you say so.
to grab it just this second here. But still no more explosives. Let's see if there's anything up this way. This way is ultimately the way we want to go. Uh-oh, okay. Butch Meat Hook. He's the sniper. Take him out quick. Because he has the longest attack range of any character. And he can take you out really, really quickly from afar. He also has a very strong attack. When Butch Meat Hook attacks,
Wise decision.
whatever you're
Wise
doing,
decision.
drop it immediately.
Wise decision.
Okay, now this is eventually where we want to come up with the rest of the level here. We're just going to leave that for now. Ah, but there are some explosives up here.
Wise decision.
I'm going to try
Wise
one thing
decision.
here. See if I can do some damage to this Kip Killigan from afar by blowing up these mouse traps here. Oh yeah, it did quite a bit. Now here's another trick here too. He's a melee character, so he's going to come straight at me and not stop moving until he comes up to me. So if I can kind of coax him into a straight line, he will run right over that spike trap. That's a new trap that we haven't encountered yet, spike traps. If you walk over them, spikes come up and they kill you instantly, even if you have full health and a shield. So let's kind of come up here, just sort of tempt him, and then maybe attack him with a
If
ranged.
you say so.
I am
Boom.
God.
Oh, look at that! The explosion was so strong though that it did just that little bit of damage that it needed to take an archer. Nuts! I didn't expect the explosive power to have that kind of range. Dang.
You
All right.
called?
No matter, he was almost dead and there weren't any more batteries in the area. So now, again, because these characters go anywhere that you click, so I don't have to, like, you know, with my, get the camera going all the way around. I'll just click all the way up ahead to where I want him to go and
If
click
you
there.
say so.
Then I can right-click and just let him come all the way. You can see there on the mini-map there, obviously, too. Your good guys are those blue dots, bad guys are the red dots. And so our other three guys are here. We'll bring them over here. And, oh yeah, now I remember what I was going to do. I was going to get some of those explosives.
Okie dokie.
So, to take care of our friend Nick Nitro.
Wise decision.
But anyway, you saw how, you know, the general concept of how that works is if you can trick enemies to coming into the traps, it's just as lethal to them as it is to you. So, use that to your advantage if you at all can. Now, we'll come up with these two characters. And throw these firecrackers over the wall. That should be enough to deal with him. There we go.
You called?
I'm here for you.
Give him the shield. We're going to give him the binoculars. And we're going to come back. And again, make sure that when you're opening and closing these doors, you don't have your own soldiers in the way. Those doors closing will kill you instantly.
Wise decision. If you say so.
Okay, what else have we got in here?
If you say so. Wise
Okay.
decision.
Also, this is something that I didn't really talk
Wise
about
decision.
either. I should just mention it, although you probably noticed it yourself here. I'm going to attack this at TNT and blow up this last supply line here. But watch his attack closely, the arrow
Wise
attack.
decision.
See, they're kind of like a green arrows there?
Wise
See that?
decision.
Oh, I guess that wasn't a supply line, or else it had already been blown up somehow. But anyway, I'm going to give this archer this weapon upgrade here.
Wise decision.
And now there's nothing in the area for me to attack just yet, so I can't really show you. But when I do
If you
attack
say so.
again, you'll notice that the arrow will have turned yellow. So in addition to that little +1 there, the attack also looks physically different. And then if I upgraded him to the strongest ability, the arrow becomes red. And that's typical of
Wise
most of the
decision.
attacks in the game. The only ones that don't really
How can I
show
help?
visibly are like the melee attacks, so like Slam Fist.
Oh.
His attack just appears to him being, you know, punching him with his big boulder, basically. So, you know, you can't really make that look differently because it looks exactly the same. A punch is a punch. But it does sound different. So that's another indication that something is different about him. Alright, this Slam Fist needs that battery bad. So I'm going to give it to him there. And you know what? I'm going to drop these boots. It's more important to have that cherry bomb. And
Called?
I'm going to, yeah, I'll drop those boots too.
Now you're
Because we
talking.
want to get that key card.
Now you're
And we'll
talking.
bring that back.
Now you're talking.
Now we are
How
talking.
can I help?
How can you help? You can all come back this way.
If you say so.
I do say so. Thank you, Archer. You're very loyal. You can see these these characters here are coming along. And these two Slamfists are just schlepping on down. Alright. Now again, you never really know what these key cards are going to do, but in this case I happen to know that it's going to open up this wall here and there's going to be enemies there immediately. So again, I'm going to put my Slamfists in the way because number one, they're melee characters. And so we want to get them to the attack as quick as possible while our ranged guys hang back. And two, because they work as good tanks. They've got better defense than anybody else. Anyway, to activate the pass, as you would expect, you simply click on the pass and place it where you want it to go into the slot.
Good call.
There we go. Oh, are they not back? Maybe they're just further back here. I'm sure there's some
Okie dokie.
bad guys back here. Let's inch
decision.
forward. Oh boy, 2 brick bazookas. That's not good. Okay, which of these guys has my cherry bomb? That guy has the cherry
How can I
bomb.
help?
So, even though this isn't
Good
going to come close to
call.
taking this guy out,
Good
it'll
call. Good call.
weaken him a little bit.
Need something
Again, these guys
smashed?
have the best defense of
Now
any
you're
Commando
talking.
elite, so
Now you're talking.
any little bit
Good
helps.
Call.
It's about time.
We should get him to
Your
hang
call.
back.
How can I
And
help?
I'll wait
How
to get
can I
that
help?
weapon upgrade.
Okie dokie.
Did you see that arrow there?
If you
That was a
say
yellow arrow. And you can probably hear from Slamfist that the one Slamfist's attack sounds a little bit different than the
How
other.
can I help?
Well, Archer's arrows sound different too, but anyway, we'll get
Now
these
you're
one up
talking. Need
to our
something
toy boxes here,
smashed?
and
Need
I think,
something
okay, that one's
smashed?
You
that's already
called?
fully upgraded. Okay, you know what, I'll fully upgrade my Archer too.
wise decision.
Why not? And,
Need something smashed?
these guys can grab the
Good
firecrackers.
call.
Now, up here, this looks like just sort of another background detail, but this code 323 is actually important. We're going to need to know that later, and that's one of the reasons why it was worth coming all the way back here for that key card, not just for those upgrades. And I think I will give that red battery to Insaniac. Again, remember, those red batteries do replenish themselves over time. So the rest of our characters will get to come down here. Our Insaniac will order to come back down here as well.
It's your call.
It is my call. And I say, go back here. Look at this. These Slamfists are actually slowing down Insaniac because he's stuck behind them in sort of that, straight line. When the AI is figuring out what the shortest route is to get to where we want to go.
Yes.
They all sort of just make it there in single file.
Wise decision.
Alright.
Need something
And
smashed?
yeah, I'm just going to leave those boots there. I don't think the boots are really that useful, except, when you're trying to get around
It's your
quick
call.
obstacles and stuff like that.
How can I help?
Which, actually, we are going to have to do later in this level too.
Wise
Not too
decision.
much further from here,
If
but
you say so.
all the same, it says
Wise
that
decision.
necessary here. Now I'm going to blow up these mouse traps here. Now that our Archer is fully upgraded, you can see the difference to his attack.
Wise decision.
It's a nice red arrow,
Wise
nice and
decision.
strong. Sounds different too.
If you say so.
And be real careful to
Wise
avoid those
decision.
spike traps.
Wise decision.
Okay, let's
If
see
you
if
say
we
so.
can tempt him. Now, I don't want to make the same mistake that I made before.
Wise decision.
Oh boy. Well, he ran up that way. So,
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna leave that.
Now you're
Firecracker.
talking.
Make sure you get these guys again in nice single file right down the middle. You don't want to risk them accidentally
Oh.
going off the beaten path.
If you say so.
Make sure that those Slamfists that were hiding behind there cleared that spike trap before you click on him, because that might have prompted them to ignore the command to go straight up this way, and they might have started to go at an angle and would have walked straight into that spike trap.
Need something smashed?
That's why I clicked way over here instead of, here maybe or something. You want to really, really control their movement pattern to make sure they don't accidentally walk into hazards.
Wise decision.
Where's our Archer here? Let's bring him on
If
with
you
his
say so.
binoculars.
Wise decision.
And
Wise decision.
TNT.
How can
So
I
now you can see we've made ourselves a handy little shortcut. So now if we ever need to bring more soldiers in for recruits,
Here for you.
some fresh recruits. We don't have to go all the way around the whole map like that. We can just have them cut through here.
How can I help?
And who needs the battery more? Probably Saniac. Again, he had more health than Slamfist did, but he also has far less defensive power. Oh boy, 2 brick bazookas right off the bat. Okay, so let's give these to our pal Archer here.
Wise decision.
And again, this is just going to weaken them, but every little bit helps.
Wise decision. Take cover. Wise decision.
How can
Get
I
our
help?
Slam Fist to go in first, and we'll go after the weak guy first. Okay, now quickly over this guy here. Alright.
How can I help?
You called?
Boy oh boy. Who do we want to clone? Let's clone our Archer. Again, doesn't clone the items he's picking up, or his weapon upgrades either. It's just a fresh new toy. But still,
Wise decision.
I'll take it.
Wise decision. If you say so.
Alright. These are hazards also that obviously, as you can probably tell just by looking at them, will kill you instantly.
Wise decision.
Now, this is kind of a tricky part right here because there are guys hanging around right around the corner, and there's a few of them.
How can I help?
So you need all of the manpower that you can get in order to survive.
Good.
So I'm going to try to keep my guys down here in the corner as best as I can to avoid provoking them into coming after us. We're going to try to stay just outside of their sight
Now you're
radius here.
talking.
Remember, get as close to those hazards as you can without touching them, and then move in.
Okay, dokie. It's your call. It's your call.
Need something smashed? Good call.
This is kind of tedious,
Now
but...
you're talking. Good call.
And I think 4 out of 5 is fine for now. Should be enough to take out
Good.
the guys that stand in our way for now.
Now
And
you're
yeah, okay,
talking.
that's fine. That's good. And
Need something smashed?
our last guy here, you can do this if you want to, although you gotta still be quick about it. We'll line him up nice. If you hit this button here, you get a limited amount of time
Wise
for
decision.
the traps to be frozen. But as you can see, that little time bar there as it fills up, when it becomes totally run again, they stop. So you've got to be
Called? Yes.
still very quick about it. Alright, now this is a laser trap here. Anything that walks through that laser gets instantly killed.
If you
Ah.
say so.
Now you saw that? That guy over there, that was a chip hazard. He initiated the attack. In that case, it was beneficial for me to simply retreat from the attack so that the chip hazard followed and then walked right into the laser, as you saw there. Now, we need the code to deactivate the laser so we can pass. Well, wouldn't you know, it was over here in that little grotto that we found here. 323. So, we will
Yes.
activate
If you say so. Wise decision.
323. Lasers down.
Yes.
Alright,
Wise
let's
decision.
consolidate our team here
If
again.
you say so.
Okay, dokie.
And
Good
whoa,
call.
lots of guys here all at once.
Mother.
Take him out.
It's your call.
If you say so.
That was a dramatic death.
You called?
And
If you say
boy,
so.
there's some more guys
If
here.
you say so.
Yeah, okay.
Wise decision.
Whoa,
if you
there's
say
another
so.
guy over there. Okay, shoot. I think,
Wise
yeah,
decision.
let's conserve our explosives for that guy, and we can throw him over the wall from over here. So,
Wise
let's take
decision.
Kip out,
If
and then
you say
Nick
so.
real quick.
Wise decision.
Okay, and then
Good call.
Cherry Bomb to help
Now
weaken
you're
him.
talking.
Stand back, brothers. If you say so.
And somebody grab that key.
If you say so.
We'll one up for our toy box, even though it's not going to matter at this point because we're right at the end of the level.
Good call.
Alright, I think there was another guy up there. Take him out. You can see now that our max team size is 5 after we got that clone item. So when you have more than 4 characters selected at a time, now you get these scroll arrows. So you can go up and down through all the characters you'll
If you
select to see if there's
say.
anything else up here.
Now
No, there's
you
not.
talk.
But it doesn't matter anyway because now we found Punch It, so we'll just use the key to end the level.
Oh.
Let's punch it.
All right.
Nice artillery bonfires. Way to go. And I'm no longer their mascot. That's good too.
Hey! Look! Listen!